When I tell people I'm studying industrial and systems engineering, they think of building bridges or skyscrapers and hard hats. However, the way I like to put it is that industrial engineers are engineering the engineers. Hi, my name is Rianna and I'm a freshman at USC studying industrial and systems engineering. I'm originally from Walnut Creek, California, which is about 45 minutes outside San Francisco. So what actually is industrial and systems engineering? Well, it may sound complicated, but the entire goal is to make things better. Industrial and systems engineering really focuses on systems, processes, and people. At its core, ISE is about making smart decisions. Industrial engineers work to figure out how to make the most out of the most limited resources. This is to increase efficiency, reduce waste, and make overall productive processes. But how does that look in real life? Well, companies that you use on the daily, like Amazon and DoorDash, can use industrial engineering principles and engineers to help increase and improve their efficiency. Overall, industrial and systems engineering isn't just about numbers and math, but it's about people, systems, and processes to make things in your life better. And that's what makes it such a powerful and flexible major. So how did I get introduced into industrial and systems engineering? Well, my sophomore year, my family and I went to a trip to Bangladesh to visit family, and we went and visited my uncle's clothing factory. When I visited, I was able to see every aspect of the clothing factory, from the weaving to the packaging. I saw workers sewing on chaotic industrial floors, and I saw assembly lines working to package products efficiently. But the entire time I was looking and analyzing and watching on how we can make things better, faster, more efficient, and even safer. After that trip, I started seeing systems everywhere. In line at Disneyland, going through airport security, or even getting an In-N-Out burger. I kept thinking how a small change here or there, or a small tweak, can make things better for people. It would make it faster, more efficient, and overall more productive. I didn't know the name for it at the time, but I knew that I liked noticing how things could be improved and how it could be helpful for people. Eventually, when I started looking for what I wanted to major in college, I came across industrial and systems engineering, and I'm so glad I chose it at USC specifically, given the resources and network that we have that really helps guide my education. So the courses as an ISE major are definitely a variety. There is math, data, and very human-centric classes. But with the math and the data that you're collecting, you're using it to apply it to an actual problem. You take classes on optimization and simulation that help you understand how processes work. You also take classes like supply chain management and operations, which is really applicable to big companies like Amazon. It's basically just showing how products move from point A to point B as efficient as possible. What makes ISE different though is the human side of things. You take human factors and work design that actually show you how humans are affected in these workspaces. Last semester, I took the class Introduction into Industrial and Systems Engineering, which is basically a crash course into what the major is. We read articles, listened to guest speakers every lecture, and we even worked on a group project for the entire semester given the topic that we chose. My group and I figured out how to optimize the line and make it more efficient at Cafe Dulce, a really popular food and study spot at our USC village. ISE will continue to have a lot of these project-based classes as I continue with my studies. Last semester, I took 5 classes, and my favorite one being Engineering Freshman Academy. The class had a cohort of 25 to 30 engineering freshman students. It was really unique to be able to see a bunch of different perspectives of a bunch of different engineers, and it really bonded us together given the fact that we were all freshmen. The class was taught by a PhD professor and 2 upperclassmen that were coaches, or our mentors in all aspects of life. They were there for questions, guidance, and overall support that helped make our transition into college seamless. We had a bunch of different opportunities like touring research labs and working on little group projects. We were also even able to have some fun lessons like breaking into our professional sphere by doing a LinkedIn 101 lesson. It is very, very easy to get in almost any industry with an ISE degree. Many ISE grads work in a multitude of industries, Some go into supply chain management, operations, consulting, product management, program management, or even finance. ISE really opens the doors to a bunch of different companies. Some big names like Google or Disney, or other big consulting firms. ISE is not a one-size-fits-all approach, which is why I really want to get into consulting, because it allows me to open up my different opportunities to a bunch of different companies and different goals. Basically, if there's a system to improve, an ISE grad can fill those shoes. Thank you so much for joining me to listen, and I hope you know a little bit more about industrial and systems engineering. Fight on!